Hello, my name is Natalie Walker, and today I will be presenting a descriptive analysis of the impact of COVID-19 on grades. This research was conducted by Matthew Grimm and myself under the supervision of William Harbaugh of the Department of Economics. COVID-19, as we all know, has impacted every part of our lives, and the academic life of students is no exception. We are interested in how student performance, as measured by grades and retention, is affected by the pandemic. The emerging economic literature on this subject shows negative impacts on graduation rates and course completion rates. One study of survey data actually shows that students believe their GPA will decrease, which further informs our prediction that students are experiencing difficulties. Additionally, universities have a monetary incentive to retain as many students as possible, and the University of Oregon has acted in accordance with this by encouraging departments to be understanding towards student situations, and more importantly, by changing the grading policy to alleviate pressure of maintaining a certain GPA. Thus, we predict that monetary incentives at the administrative and departmental level of the University of Oregon, combined with altruism of instructors, as well as a possible increase of cheating or a possible increase of open book exams administered, ultimately drive the inflation of grades during COVID-19. So, to examine this issue further, we have descriptively analyzed transcript data given to us from the University of Oregon on University of Oregon students. So, in Figure A, here we have plotted mean grade across terms starting in fall of 2017 all the way up until fall of 2020. As you can see, the peak mean grade since fall of 2017 has been in spring of 2020, which is the first fully online term. That grade is approximately a 3.51, which is between a B+ and an A- average. We see that the mean grades decrease then slightly in summer and then increase again slightly in fall, but essentially plateau, which shows that the greatest shock of COVID-19 was likely felt in spring of 2020. The mean grade increased in winter of 2020 as well, which is likely driven by the fact that the final exams were shifted online due to COVID. Moving on to Figure B, the whisker plot here shows that grades were substantially more dispersed before COVID-19 and that they compressed after COVID-19 hit. We can also see that the median grade here is 3.3 pre-COVID and it's a 3.7 during COVID terms, which is approximately a shift from a B+ to an A- in median terms. Switching to Figure C, here we have plotted the grade distribution of 4 credit classes before and during COVID. The red bars are during and the gray bar is pre-COVID. So due to the grading policy change that was effective spring 2020 through fall of 2020, the proportion of the pass grades increased by approximately 19%, and the proportion of A's increased by approximately 65%. The highest increase in A's and P's occurred in spring of 2020, and then the effect lessens, matching the plateau of mean grades seen in Figure A here. Then we subdivided mean grades by department here, and we can see that mean grades during COVID-19 in departments with lower grades increased substantially more than departments with higher grades pre-COVID. So, for example, math has a fairly low grade pre-COVID. That's the gray bar is pre-COVID, red bar is during COVID. And the math department, for example, had a pre-COVID average grade of 2.68, and that only increased to a 3.14. Now, on the other hand, education courses had an average grade of 3.82, and that increased to a 3.83 during COVID. We think that this shows the traditionally difficult departments were more altruistic given the fact that they usually give out lower grades. Okay, moving on to retention, which is an important indicator of university and student success. After spring of 2020, 6% of the student population, so 6% of the total enrollment dropped out, which is compared to a 3.9 in spring of 2019. And we believe this is likely driven by students' perception of the value of online school as well as personal circumstances. Retention was also lower in 2020, likely driven by the shock of the crisis. However, it seems that students chose to participate in one term of online courses before dropping out. So hopefully we have offered important information on the impact of COVID-19 on grades for the student body. And we would just like to thank you for listening, as well as thank Professor Harbaugh for his help. Have a good day.